Hey guys, so in front of me are three different Samsung Series 9 notebooks from different generations, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare each one and tell you the interesting choice Samsung made in terms of hardware selection. Okay, so before we do that, I gotta unbox it. Alright, so first, this one is the newest one that just came out probably a couple of weeks ago. This is the NP900X3D. I got these two new ones on Black Friday for friends and family, and they wanted me to fix it up, so I'm just gonna unbox them too. Okay, here's the main notebook. Accessories, you can have the cable, some manuals and quick start, and probably some warranty information. Okay, all of this right here. Alright, the power adapter. The Ethernet plug. And that's about it. Now the next one. This is a third generation NP900X3C. Basically, it's just going to have the same things in it. Alright, here's the notebook. Some manuals, power adapter, Ethernet adapter, and the other power cord. Alright, so we don't need to go over this. Alright, here they are lined up in chronological order based on release dates. I'm just going to go over the differences on these. I'm not going to do a full review on every aspect. You can just look at one of my other videos for that since these are so similar. But just some really quick specs. They're all 13-inch 1600 by 900 resolution PLS screens. They have 4GB DDR3 memory, 128GB solid state disk, and they all weigh about 2.5 pounds and a ½ inch thick. Alright, so let's go over the differences right now. This one here is my own personal NP900X3B. It came out about 7 or 8 months ago for about $1,400. It's a second generation Series 9 notebook. This one here is a third generation NP900X3C that launched about a couple of months ago for around the same price point. And this one here is a fourth generation NP900X3D that just came out a few weeks ago for about $1,000. So pretty decent price reductions. Okay, so they all have i5 processors, but different i5s in them. This X3B here has a Sandy Bridge base system. With the X3C, the processor was updated to an Ivy Bridge processor. But what's interesting is that when this X3D came out, Samsung decided to put the previous generation processor in. So this one here uses a Sandy Bridge processor also, and it's actually slightly slower Sandy Bridge processor than this one right here. This one has about a 1.4 gigahertz base clock, and turbos up to 2.3 gigahertz, I think. This one here starts off at 1.6 gigahertz and turbos up to 2.3 also. But this one here has the fastest processor. It has a 1.7 gigahertz processor and turbos up to 2.6. Alright, so let's take a closer look at these. Another really important aspect is what type of solid state they use. They all have 128 gigabytes SSDs, but not all SSDs are the same. And you're not going to find anywhere on the box or the manual that would tell you what SSD brand each of these uses. But I'll just tell you right now that this one right here, there's a Samsung PM830 SSD in it, which is one of the fastest ones you can get. This one here uses a SanDisk U100, which is one of the slowest SSDs. And you might think that's not important, but when you're doing really I/O intensive tasks, the U100 SSD can really choke up and lag up your notebook. This X3D here, I'm not sure which one it has, but I can't find out until I open it up or boot up the notebook. Let's see what else. Let's get rid of these first. The keyboards are all the same. The screens are the same. The color is obviously different. These two right here, they named these two Mineral Ash. And this one here, the color is called Titan Silver. It looks like the trim is also a little bit different. With this one, it looks like it has a more distinct metallic trim to it, while this one has its trim kind of integrated with the panel. It looks a little bit bigger and thicker, but it's actually not. They're the same sizes. Same with the bottom right here. You can see the difference in the trim. This one has more of a metallic finish, while this one, there's not really a trim to it. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, right here. Right here, you can see the Samsung logo. But on these two new ones, they put new Series 9. I guess Samsung really wants you to know that they're new. Same with this one. Okay, lastly, I think that the charger plug was changed up a bit. With this X3B, you can see that it has a straight plug. While these two new ones right here, they have kind of a right angled one. This one is from the X3D, and this one here is from the X3C. Also, they put the Windows sticker. This is the X3C, it has the Windows sticker right on the charger, and the X3D, it looks like they took it off. Let's see what else. Alright, so let's turn them on now. I'm probably going to let them charge for an hour first, and then I'll boot up these two for the first time. These two new ones right here. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, here's the two new notebooks ready to be booted up for the first time. This is the X3C. Just want to go in the BIOS real quick to verify the solid state. So yeah, this one here, downgraded to a SanDisk U100 right here. Okay, so let's just let it set up for the first time. Okay, while it's doing that, I just have to point out from this one, while playing with it for a little bit when it was charging, that you can see that when you close it like this, it doesn't, it's not as crisp, you know, it doesn't close all the way. And there's a little bit of a crack right here that doesn't close all the way. See? Let me set up this one. Okay, so while this one is setting up, I'll just compare it to this one right here. This is mine. So when you close it like this, when you get to a certain point when it's almost closed, it'll snap shut. See? It'll snap shut by itself. But this one right here, when you close it, it will not do that. And it actually feels kind of loose. See? When I pick it up like this, it actually doesn't close all the way. Alright. So look, I don't know if it's just this one, maybe a little bit defective, or if it's within all of them. And also the surface finish was a little bit different that I noticed. Let me just get a close up. Yeah, let's get rid of this thing first. Okay, the surface finish feels a little bit different. I don't know if you can tell, but this one here feels a little bit more rough, almost like it's been painted. It's not perfectly smooth. Now, if you compare to the X3B and X3C, you can see that the surface here, it's not polished, but then it does have a little bit more smooth texture to it. Alright. So you can see, like, even around the edges, it's a little bit rough. Now, I know this one is aluminum. I think this is aluminum too, although it might be a magnesium finish. Okay, so I just have to point that out. And let's boot up that one too. Alright, this one is done. And I'm just going to check the solid state first to see which one this one has. Oh, well, I guess it skipped the BIOS. But this one is Windows 8, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This is Windows 8 and the other two are Windows 7. So let me just set it up real quick. Okay, while it's doing that, let's just check the Windows Index Experience real fast. So this one is running. Okay, they're both running right now. And let me just check this one. Alright, so it's done. So let me just get a close-up of the notebooks and also the Windows Experience Index. By the way, the Windows Experience Index is not a good benchmarking tool, but then I'm just going to show it anyways for those that do care about it. Okay, so to sum up everything again, X3B has the older Sandy Bridge CPU, but it also has one of the fastest solid states. Okay, X3C has the newest processor and is slightly faster, but it got a downgrade to a slower solid state. X3D here is the newest one at the lowest cost, but it also has the slowest processor and a slower solid state. Now, what all this means is that if you want the newest processor and willing to spend time and money to upgrade the solid state, then this X3C is the one to get. But then just note that these Ultrabooks are not made to be upgradable, because here on the bottom right here, there's no easy access panel for you just to remove the solid state. You have to completely take apart the bottom right here to just upgrade it, and this may or may not void your warranty. Now, if you're not willing to do all that, then this X3B here is the best choice, because the processor is barely slower, but you get a much better solid state that you won't have to spend time and money to upgrade. Okay, and lastly, this X3D is good if you're on a budget and you still want the same design as the other two, and you don't mind the minor imperfections in the case. Okay, so that's about it. Right, there you go.